I only have 17. Okay. So we are live for session 2. For recap, obviously we are in the Frosty Ale Tavern and recapping disaster struck on the Striker. So the boat that we were on, which was this beautiful galleon boat, this twin vessel to the Wrecker, happened to be attacked. The Wrecker first with some sort of tentacle species, which I believe Naya, you were able to talk to and come to the conclusion that there was some control happening to this beast, this creature. There was a distortion in the clouds, lots of lightning. It formed kind of this kind of cloud shape, which is reminiscent of that of a dragon. There wasn't much to go off of beyond that, and some of the creatures that boarded, which was an interesting name to pronounce. The creatures, which I believe we came to the conclusion was Swahigan, right? I
Yeah.
think that was the
Or like
conclusion that we made.
Sighorn or something. What was it? Like
Swahagan. Um,
Sichuan, right?
yeah, this shark species that
Sparkling.
inhabits the Isle archipelago regions to the far south. Um, and from that, it was kind of weird why did they make the trip up here? Why did this big dude, this big honcho of this shark creature come up and was looking for individuals, which didn't seem to ring any bells. Maybe it did, who knows? And then was like, well, I guess let this creature take out the boat and my job's done. Hopped off. Um, and from there, you escaped the boat, got onto this tender, this like small sailboat, this dinghy raft, whatever you want to call it, and you made your way to land, which was the Frosthorn Bay. Through the bay, you kind of navigated using some of your spells. You also had some nice conversation on there, and then you as well saved one of the crew, which happens still to be at the Frosty Ale Tavern. It's chilling there at the bar right now on the map, and you had a nice conversation with that person, and this person obviously doesn't know what to do, very confused, and you came to the Frosty Ale Tavern, got drunk. Some of you, anyways, were having fun with Barlow, Rick, which is the owner and proprietor of the Frosty Ale Tavern, and he seemed to really be happy about your all enjoyment of Barlow's special, which was the sludge of a liquid, which is very intoxicating and very fun. So from there, you left the Frosty Ale Tavern, made your way into the market, correct? And I think that was where it was interesting because we had Paz looking for shoes but wanted slippers. Um, then you got boots, and you're gonna turn them into slippers of some sort.
Got my
Um,
bare feet.
you got
You've got
some
sandal
bear
game
wolf
on the
cloaks, right? Some warm clothes for this very tundra, very cold environment in this mining town. And that's when you were approached by 3 of these guard or mercenary type folks. I wouldn't really call them guard. They weren't wearing very typical things. They did have armor, they did have weapons, but they didn't have much as far as like equipment goes to denote them as guard. They approached you and were requesting your presence there, at the actual Duke Umbrian Orilo's manor. Uh, However, from the judgment of the party was that you would all rest up and come for breakfast instead. So we have arrived. I went ahead and just changed the clock for now to the proper day and the morning of that day, given that the clock calendar module is still not working properly, and I'm not entirely sure when that developer or person will actually fix it, which is really unfortunate because it's kind of cool. With that, you've all arrived back. It is the afternoon, it kind of into the evening at this point, and you have made it back to the Frosty Ale Tavern, and I believe that is where we left off. Correct?
Yep, we made it
Yep.
back.
All right.
Because we're not going to
We
see
returned.
October.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause the game right now so you all can move your tokens around.
I'll just rest over here for a bit. All we're doing is passing the time, anyways.
I'm with my best friend, so it's fine.
Sees you come in. Barlow there obviously was cooking something in the morning. This is still kind of on the actual spit, but it actually now has been kind of carved. Certain things have been kind of laid out. There's platters. Now where that kind of pig is in the far corner of this bar area is now kind of platter with meats that are laid out. Appears to be having a conversation with this crew, this deckhand that you all saved, and then notices obviously you all come in at this point. Happy, cheery fellows such as yourselves have paid good coin and enjoyed Barlow. I think even Barlow danced on the bar, having some fine enjoyment. Oh, you're back. Welcome. I'm so glad you're all here. Are you here for dinner?
Of course. What's on the menu?
Fantastic. Well, goat, of course, and I'm making a glaze for it, which should be exceptional. And I do have some vegetables and things down in the cellar, so hopefully be cooking those up, so it's not just meat. I know maybe some of you don't particularly like that. Who knows?
I hope you have turnips. Paz likes turnips.
Well, I mean, I could see if I have any turnips. I'm sure I have something along the root vegetable line that would be accommodating to your needs.
Just plain.
All right.
I certainly hope we're not causing you too much trouble.
Oh no, certainly not. Your coin is much appreciated. Don't get a lot of visitors. I don't get a lot of patrons besides the miners that come in here and pay very little coin for an ale or two. And sometimes they eat, sometimes they don't.
And like, what other foods do you have on hand, by chance?
I mean, this is what's going to be served tonight. I don't have a whole lot of other things. I don't have fruit. It doesn't exactly keep up here right now.
I figured.
I feel as if I'm going to be baking a pie, maybe, but not much to put in a pie, to be honest with you.
We'll certainly appreciate anything that you'll be able to put on the table.
All right, nice.
Nice.
So,
is the food out?
no, it's essentially back on platters. It's still cooking right now.
Gotcha.
Dinner time is not exactly there, so Barlow has not actually served anybody. Right now, there is nobody in the tavern. So I'll go ahead and remove the 2 tokens. They were there for some flair. And there's nobody actually in here currently, except for you all, the crew member of the Striker, and then Barlow. Again, preparation probably for the change of shift. So you should be seeing, obviously, people show up or whatnot into the tavern.
I just take a seat at the nearest table and I say, excited for this roast or whatever he's saying. What about you guys?
I could use a snack, so hopefully it's good. His drink was good.
We all need to be properly fed, anyways.
Varus
Just
is
don't
doing
make sure not to be wasteful.
Varus is doing a lot of talking for somebody who owes Paz shoes.
Give me your shoes and I'll cut them up for you.
You have them.
Okay. While I sit down,
I want
guess
nothing to do. Closed toes are the sign of the devil.
I'll take out a crossbow bolt and cut open.
That is
the top
completely
of
ridiculous,
Paraz's
Paz.
or Paz's boots.
Are you proficient with leatherworking or cobbling or anything
Nope.
related to that?
Not at all.
Go
Obviously.
ahead and make a flat dex check. $16. That's actually very impressive. So, Varus, you are working on it. You imagine it might take you well into the evening, but you are going to make it happen. You feel very
There we go.
confident
That's
that you're
fine.
going to be able to do it.
So
I'm gonna get some fuzzy sandals.
once we're done with this, we rest and then go meet the mayor, governor,
The Duke.
Duke.
We're set to meet the Duke the following day.
Yeah.
So I am curious of what problems they feel the need to ask us of all people.
I think we're
Yeah.
an interesting lot.
We
We're
have our
cool.
own problems.
Have any of you met a duke before?
I certainly not have had the pleasure, though I wouldn't say that. They're an interesting lot, I'll tell you that.
Is it like a king?
Oh, nowhere near as prestigious. It's among the middling ranks of nobility.
More like a local leader type situation. Still has
Oh,
to
like
be
a cat,
the
like a
big guy.
captain.
Yeah, military equivalent, sure.
Okay, it's good to know. And then I just sit and wait for the food.
Okay. Not a problem. So you all are sitting and waiting. Obviously, time passes. Probably about an hour, given when I'm trying to recollect as far as when you've gone in here. Probably about an hour. Barlow coming in and out of the actual kitchen. The smells are very pleasant, right? Given that, I mean, it's one meal and vegetables and whatnot, but it's feeling quite, a warm cooked meal, and the fire and the temperature. It's just a really good ambiance. In that hour, the door opens, and many of the actual miners that have been working that day are just kind of coming in, and they're funneling into some of these tables. So I'm going to just add some tokens to the board, just giving a little bit of flair to give you a sense of how many potentially these tables are filled, which is quite many, besides a couple of them that actually have coin and things to come in here and get an ale. Barlow, you being all that you are, serves you all first. So the platters come around, plates are laid out. They are wood plates, clay mugs, pitchers are set. One of the pitchers is Barlow's special. Another one is water. Another one is just ale. Giving you all kind of the primo treatment, and then making the rounds around to everyone else. And you can get the gist that Barlow is just carrying a pitcher of ale, and then right, he's just carrying a pitcher of ale as he's going around, and then he's taking a couple copper pieces as he's going around. No one seems to be really ordering food yet, is what you're understanding.
What does the table like actually look like in front of us? Is it just like the food that he brought, and then like silverware or like woodware or
so the table actually in front of you is
cups?
Yeah, so you have clay. You actually have clay like mugs. Some of them have handles. Some of them don't. Some of them are chipped. The actual pitchers themselves are clay as well, and then the cutlery and the plates are wooden. And you feel as if the actual plates and cutlery are imported. You're not given like a knife and a spoon, just a kind of a fork that's given to you, so you can kind of pluck away. And it's served family style. So the platters and family style. So the platters that are given to you are wooden as well, and then the meat is kind of laid out, glazed over it, and then you have another platter for vegetables. And it's pretty much just one and one. And as Barlow makes the rounds and finishes, that's when he kind of gets giddy and begins to kind of run back to the kitchen. And from there, he has an actual basket that's in a woven basket. It's brown and comes out and sets it down on the bar with like fresh bread. And it's kind of like fucking his hands at it because it's super hot, right? He's just like, oh, and he kind of grabs the basket itself instead.
Careful of that.
And sets actual loaves of bread, not on platters or anything, just directly onto the wooden table, which actually has nails kind of coming up in some fashions, right? It's a plank table, 4 legs. And the legs themselves are rickety, and the seating is stools, right? So they're planked stools as well. So not actually really chairs. And the bar itself does not have chairs. There's no stools or chairs at the bar.
Then just pulls out his hand axe that he has on his side and just uses it like a crude knife to make pieces smaller, and then stabs it with the fork.
Actively tearing at it.
Just hands in it.
I'm just like, if he didn't give it to us, we don't need it. Just fully.
Silverware is pretentious anyway.
I mean, Grace just takes some of the meat and then just calmly starts eating it. And like, it's not something she really likes, but Hey, it actually tastes good.
Vars, the leader, has blessed them with a bounty of meat.
This is very good.
They are more favored. Paz hates them.
Well, he's sharing it with you, so that by proxy, it's like the leader's giving it to you.
That man is not a leader.
But if the leader blessed him with,
Stop digging a hole.
okay, I'll go back to issue.
He makes a good point. Maybe he just gave it to them to give to you. I'm just like actively.
Just gonna continue to eat. Piece
Oh.
of goat and turnip.
I'm going for the special.
Okay.
Do I need to roll?
How about sure you drink it? That's the question.
It came in a vehicle which I am going to deliver into my body.
All right. So
All
you're
of
drinking the whole mug. All right, give me a
All of it.
Constitution saving throw.
Like I was inching towards it and no one was going for it.
Best
So I just took it.
justification for eating an entire tub of ice cream.
Finn looks at it, remembers earlier, and just shakes his head slowly.
I like look at him like, don't worry about it. All right, what do I need to roll?
Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha. Constitution. Oh wait,
It'd be great if you failed and then I had to carry you around.
I'm so here for that ongoing narrative.
All right.
The-
14. So not horrible. I mean, that's a decent saving throw against the effects of this, especially if you've only had one mug. But you're getting tipsy. You're definitely on the verge
Buzz.
of drunk.
Guys, we need to find the chosen. I'm just
What
staring
do you
really
think that
intensely.
could mean?
Unfortunately, we had no idea where to start.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
Well,
Honestly, I don't know.
they were on the boat, right? Or they could have been on the boat. There had to be a reason why they went to them on the
That's what the fiend asserted.
Did anyone
Yes.
else survive? We don't even know where
I,
anyone else went.
It could
I
have
don't
been
think
anyone on that
anyone
ship.
survived.
We know it's not him, and I like gesture at our new,
Yeah, he's just
one-man
standing
crew.
up at the bar right now getting served. And just, I mean, obviously very confused of what to do.
Maybe it is him. But they said chosen ones
Yeah.
with an S.
Yes, multiple people.
He
That doesn't
looked
narrow
unimpressive.
it down, unfortunately.
He does not look chosen for anything.
I have to agree with Paz on this one.
Of course you will. Paz is a master of intellect.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we?
Guys, I'll be honest. I have yet to be chosen as special for anything. There's like active issues there. But someone on that ship, or some few of them, might have been. And
Or the
we might,
dumb monster had the wrong ship.
Well, I certainly hope it's not me. I'm already burdened to it too much as it is.
had any of you, I mean, we all ended up there, but had any of you heard anything? I mean, Varys,
I don't really-
you're a bounty hunter, right?
Not even a whisper.
Yeah, my guy I'm looking for happens to be Paz's master currently.
He is the leader, and he is wonderful.
Yes,
But
yes,
I
I do
think
recall
he's
something
any
like that.
chosen ones.
Paz
It's
has
my
been chosen
guess.
by him
Yeah.
What's he
to
like,
guide
guys?
Varys to his graces.
Guys,
What's your leader like, guys?
He is a wonderful man. He gives us root vegetables and cabbage. He keeps us in his light and his glory and provides us with his happiness and joy.
Did they provide you with anything else?
Paz got married, but he did not like his wife, so it's no big loss.
How terrible. What? Why did the marriage happen?
Because that is what you do. You grow old, and the leader, he bestows upon you a
Marriage is a delicate choice. It's not something you just do.
That is not true. The leader had been assigned to pass his life.
Unfortunately, I'm going to vehemently disagree.
What
I
is
think
marriage?
things worked a little differently where Paz was from.
Just actively. Do you need a
Awful.
leader to get married? Is that a thing?
Yes, the leader chooses who you will marry.
Finn,
It is
Finn,
based
like,
upon measures that the leader decides.
Finn
Or
puts his
he just
hand
gets
up.
bored and says you and you.
Finn puts his hand up. He's like, what?
You are
is
now married.
marriage?
I
What
can't
is
do
it?
that, only the leader can. Well, you sleep in the same roof. Day-to-day life is pretty much the same.
Just like absolutely fascinated.
We hugged a couple of times.
Just taking notes.
It was not fun. Paz did not want to touch her.
You see at this point, Barlow, after kind of getting everyone somewhat settled, you see Barlow has now actually climbed up onto the bar and has picked up a fiddle and attempted to play it with a performance check of, let's go take a look, of a nat 1. So, first time I've done nat 1. Sounds great. So you see he's playing it. That sounded very great. Out of tune. See him stopping. He's trying to like adjusting it. Perhaps played fiddle in a past life and is just breaking it out for all of you and realizing that starstruck.
I think he needs help.
Naya, can you help? Can you help him? Just puppy
Me?
eyes.
Oh, sure. And I will hop up and play with him.
Oh,
I will join him.
thank you so much. What do you play?
Oh, flute. And I'll show him.
Oh, that's great. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
All right.
Got this.
Oops, that's wrong. Sorry. Hit the wrong button. There we go.
18. Wow. All right.
Oh.
Anything in particular that you're playing?
Yes, of course it is particular. It is a beautiful song of my people. It is lively and I will dance. And also I'll make the flames in the kind of brazier in the middle there. I'll make them dance along with the song.
Wow.
So it kind of looks like people dancing and yeah, it's kind of telling a little story there, a silent story.
All right. See this Barlow at this point, still starstruck, probably even more now, I would imagine. Just trying to keep up with you on the fiddle. Went ahead and rolled another performance check. It's decent, it's 15. So I would definitely say probably keeping up with you. Not really quite there, but adding some notes here and there. At this point, when you hop on and you begin to help, there are 3 figures that do begin to walk in. They are what you mentioned to be 3 of the very similar people that you talked to before, in the sense that they are wearing the mercenary attire. They have chain mail. One of them has a chain shirt, spear, longsword, different kind of variations of weapons and whatnot. Appear to be heading for one of the tables, kind of over, and one of them makes a comment as passing by. One of the ones in the lead just makes a comment to, in general right now, this is the liveliest it's ever been, Barlow. Wow, great night to come in here. Service now, come on, stop playing the fiddle. Almost like commanding in a tone. And Barlow's like, oh, okay, keep going, you do a wonderful job. Like, hops out.
While Naya's performing, Finn gets up and he unsheaths his greatsword and he stands like in between the bar and the fire and he casts light on his greatsword, so it's just like a beacon of light, and he just starts kind of like sword dancing through the music.
Sure. All right.
Varus, does he try to attack things poorly?
It's very like fluid. It's not.
He's flaming.
I think he's dancing.
He's raving, basically, with his
Well, that's certainly a very curious interpretation of a dance.
Well,
Very alarmed.
that must be how they dance up in the stars.
Not in the stars.
Star dancing. I think I'm gonna take. We've got a couple things of ale on our table. Or did he remember?
Pitchers. You have like a pitcher of ale. You have a pitcher of
All
ale
right.
special, and a pitcher of water.
I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna set myself right here. Like still actively watching my best friend dance, but I've come over here and I've sort of set the picture down. I'm just like, do you mind if I join you?
So yeah, two sitting at this table. One of them's a dwarf. The other one's a halfling. One of them is female. The dwarf is female. You definitely see, as far as like them, they both look up at you, wearing obviously they got soot over their faces, and just smell. Right, the smell coming off of them is
Yeah.
insane.
It's fine. My brain's like, don't say small, don't say small.
Yeah. So and obviously they're like, the dwarf. Oh, I suppose so. Are you sharing that? And they point at the pitcher.
I absolutely am. Can I pour you some?
You may.
Or
They
the
just
both
kinda lift up
very-
their mugs towards you.
Just very generous portions each.
Wow. Awesome. Both shake their heads and they just down them immediately. Just like kind
I
of slap
say-
them down.
Cheers, and I just knock.
You see that right now they have a loaf of bread that they're sharing, but there doesn't seem to be any other food that's on the table right now.
We have more food than we can eat. I was wondering if you could help us so that we don't waste it.
Well, I would be most gracious. I'm sure my friend here would appreciate that. The other one appears to be doesn't say much as far as words. Could be mute, maybe just in talk. Just kind of shakes head. Resembles that as far as like being small stature race, quite young as far on the actual age scope. There, they kind of. Are you bringing food to them? Or are they going to the table?
Oh
to get
yeah, I just snagged some of the hand-holding meat.
Okay.
I went to. I'm thinking like
Just
turkey leg
fistfuls
style,
of
but I don't know.
meat.
Okay. Just like bringing the platter over, or just like handfuls.
We have a couple platters, right?
Just double fisting
You have
things
a-
of meat.
you have a
I'm just
plate of
double-
meat
I'm
as one of the
bringing-
best ones.
I'm actively bringing things in my hands. I
Okay.
haven't thought through the system very well, but
Yeah.
I've brought them each a serving and just laid it in front of them.
Okay.
And I've gotten myself a mug so that I can pour some into the pitcher.
Okay.
And so I'm eating and drinking.
All right. So they're just pulling it apart with their hands, grabbing what they can, just shoveling it into their mouths. You see some of the
Internally, I'm like, see, they know there's no forks. They get it.
You see that some of the patrons here, many of the miners are now kind of looking into your direction, being like, oh, bring food. They're kind of like looking around at you in amazement.
So I'm just eating. I've never been here before. I assume you've grown up here.
Grown up here? No, I haven't. I was brought here as a small child. Debts need to be paid. And I stayed here. It's good coin sometimes.
Do people find their way here because of labor needs?
Of course, working large shifts, getting decent coin, saving it away. Don't want to spend too much.
What are you saving for?
Not entirely sure. Perhaps a home. Maybe I'll return back to the clan. I've heard Othema's quite nice.
Yeah. I'm from way down south.
See,
Hot.
this
Real
one
cold here.
points to the other one at the table there. I believe he's from far south, but didn't say much. Just kind of shakes his head.
I'm from near Mirlandar. I sort of look for recognition.
It's a small one. It's like,
I think I give it a minute of just eating and like small talk. Did I catch their names?
they did not provide names to you. You can ask their names if you want.
Oh boy, howdy. I'm sorry. My name is Naira. I didn't have the pleasure of yours yet.
So the dwarf obviously introduced Shasta as what she introduced her as her name, and then mentions the little one as Pint. I don't know if that's his name, but that's what we all call him. He's really nice at getting into the boreholes for ventilations and whatnot. Gets into the tight crevices.
Well, Pint, are you saving money? I like him. I hear there might have been a bit of trouble lately.
Oh yes, in the eastern part, we've been doing some new excavating. I'm not part of that crew, but some new excavating on the one side of the mine there, far stretched. It's about an hour's way from the main tunnel. There was figures and different things that came out of they're describing as a new tunnel that was dug into the mine. These figures were short stature, similar to me as far as a dwarf goes. They didn't attack, they just scared. They yelled out these brutish things in language I've never heard before. And some of the miners that were there, the crew that was working, they've actually blockaded with carts and wagons and things that were there, mining equipment. And it was somewhat of a stalemate as far as I understand. But no, they made no advances. Are you here for that? Did Pelu order you all to come here? That literally just happened.
We actually, I think it's more of the universe, more of the, what is our religion? It's more of the world sending us here. We had a little bit of a shipwreck, and we found ourselves here by chance.
Well, Pelor bless us then that you have arrived here. You are sending of the sun god here. Hopefully you can find out what's happening. I'm sure you want to talk to Pelu tomorrow. You can go right now. The gnome is awake quite often. He lives there, anyways, at the company house.
That is Pelu Rizar.
Pelu Riza.
And he is the mining overseer.
He is the owner of the Harrock Mining Company. He bought it 300 years ago. He was able to put Harrock kind of on the map. And from there, they exploited some of the mines. It was dug here long ago by clan artifice dwarfs, and they unfortunately went bankrupt, and the town never really caught off. But Pelu Riza is ingenuity with the pulley systems, as well as using some of the ships from the bay and moving different things along that front instead of going through the valley, which is far more treacherous, as up to the prosperity. And now that the war has started, oh my goodness, we've been running day and night.
Yes. What about this war? I think we, being on a ship, somehow managed to miss it.
I have no idea. All we know is that we must get as much iron ore as we possibly can, filling the wagons and carts. That's what most of the delving into the east and different other areas of the mine has been. That's why the mine has been brought up in the past 4 or 5 years or so. Been, I would say, expanded dramatically.
And this expansion is what has accidentally brought in our new shadow friend.
Who knows? I have no idea.
We seem to have attracted the interest of the Lord Thalon Falor somehow. Could be, all of this, and I just gesture at myself and my friends.
You mean the Duke Umbrian Orilo?
Oh yes, I do mean the Duke. Where would we? Quick side note. Where would we find Lord Thalon Falor?
Lord Thalon Falor presides over much of the Frosthorn, as well as some into the Gorn Valley. He resides within the keep in Othema, which is the only major city in the Frosthorn. It's built into the side of the southern Frosthorn mountain range as you come out of the valley into the Gorn.
Gotcha. No, yes, you're absolutely right. I meant the Duke. Do you have any idea why he might want help? Would it be for those shadow figures?
I'm not sure. There's some things happening with caravans as well on the way out to the pass. You might have interest in that. He's a very interesting fellow. I never see him, only those. Points to the table across the mercenaries. Ever since he's been here, we've had more guard mercenaries moving about. More food is used by them, as well as ale. Less to go around.
It's like a waste. What exactly is their job?
Enforcement of law and order, I suppose. Some of us, I would say mining folk, get quite drunk here without a lot of food and head back to some of our hovels, houses. Protect us from monsters, I would say. They do patrols every so often, as well as some of the caravans before they get to the pass. Wildlife, wolves are frequenters of a lot of the other regions bordering the town into the mountain.
Seems a bit like overkill. I mean, no offense, I'm sure you can really hold your own, but you don't seem to be causing trouble. You writ large.
I don't think we cause trouble. We just mind. Keep to ourselves.
Thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Well, you've brought me food and this Barlow special, I believe. No one could afford this.
Oh, well, that was my pleasure.
Appreciate it. I'm sure Pint appreciates it as well. See, Pint's like,
Well, I would love the opportunity to share a meal with you again in the future. If I need to find you, is there somewhere where I can? Would it be here?
you can always ask Pelu, find me in the mine, perhaps Pint in there as well, but we live in one of the hovels in the center of town there. Quite difficult to find, to be honest with you. They all look the same. Suppose just I can meet you here, find me here. I drink quite often. Many of us do when we have the coin for it.
Share that passion personally. Alright, well, I don't want my friends to worry that I've wandered off. We all seem to have a little bit of a bad habit of doing that these days. And I sort of cheers them and
Very well.
make my way back.
Would I have noticed that like everyone around is kind of like looking at her, giving food to them? Like,
Yeah,
eagerly?
you would notice that for sure. It's very easy to spot. I mean, some of the actual, we're gonna call them guards, I think now. They at the table as well are kind of like, slowly turning heads. Like,
Okay. I go to Barla. I say, "Hey, Barla,
oh, what?
how much would it be to pay for dinner for everyone here?"
Well, I mean, I'm not one to price this out. Food for everyone here gets to kind of do a head count. Again, he helped the guards kind of command in that way, provided them food and whatnot. And then back on the bar counter to help with the fiddling. So stopping that and assisting you in a way, and then just kind of does like a head count, right? Slowly. Do you see that he's not exactly the most intelligent? He begins to lose count as he's going. Maybe 3 gold pieces? Seems about a lot. Maybe just one gold piece. Seems
Okay. Here. And Finn pulls out 1 gold and kind of slides it on the bar
Oh,
at his feet.
wow.
That's for everyone.
You got more of that?
Maybe.
When we talked about this.
I feel like the glare behind me. I'm like,
We
maybe.
talk about this all the time.
Well, make sure those ones, points to the actual guards there. Make sure they don't catch you with all that gold there. Get themselves a little
I'm-
handsy with bribes and whatnot, and takes the coin. I'll make sure everyone's well fed. Puts it in his pocket, hops down, begins to distribute food to everyone. There's a large clatter of applause as food's being brought, cheering happening. And Barlow almost like tells them in a way that you all are providing that. Specifically, you, Finn.
Oh yes, would Grace have actually heard it talk about the mining stuff?
I mean, conversation-wise, music is playing. It's not too far away as far as distance-wise. I'm sure that if you all are not having a conversation of your own, it's not difficult to eavesdrop. There's not really a role for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, seems like there's something running amok within those mines they're working at.
Maybe we should go meet the Duke now. What time is it?
Right now, you're in the evening, so most likely be given time of chatter and movement and waiting. It's about 8 o'clock, so 8 p.m.
Look, it's already within the eve. There's no point going now.
Has his
Might
own
as well sleep.
shoes.
If you're interested, and I sort of relay the information I got, we could always make time at some point to speak to Pelu.
Who's that?
That's what I got.
Has his still owed shoes. It is very cold.
As
I'm
Varys
taking,
is like
as I'm
working on
taking
it.
I'm taking half a baguette and putting it into my bag.
Perhaps we should give pay Lou a visit before or after the Duke tomorrow.
I think after, because what if the Duke sends us his way?
Because it seems like from what I've found so far, it could be a matter of caravans or it could be a matter of this business in the mine, in the new shaft.
Then we'll do both.
Me very well may have to take care of both of these things. I personally will not stand for anything threatening these people, regardless.
Yeah, those are my new friends. I like point to them.
They deserve to
Their waves.
they deserve to be safer.
Your friends drink all their pitchers.
That's I did that.
That.
I can get us more.
I said, Pop, would you pass us that drink?
That doesn't logistically change the fact that I did give them there.
It's dark out right now, right?
Yeah. Part of the weather system was automatically adjusting to nighttime. So I don't have like an automated thing for that. So I'm gonna configure it right now and try to adjust like to darkness. So
Finn would say, he would say, well, I'm gonna turn in soon, but I'm gonna head outside, recognize the stars quick. And, opens the door to go outside.
He's gonna talk to the stars.
The Starman is going to talk to stars.
Naya, is he talking to stars?
I would like to go. I would like to go and sneak behind him as he leaves. Just
I
kind of
also am like
tiptoe-
real
just
high-key,
tiptoe
like, I can
behind.
talk to stars, and I'm
I'm
following.
I'm definitely not like looking for anyone like following me, so
I'm
Going his
100%.
Paz is a master of stealth.
100% like I gotta.
Where are
see
you
the
two
star
going?
chat.
Paz has a mission.
so Finn, you guys would see Finn walk out to kind of a clearing,
In the bush.
pull out his great sword, upend it and kind of shove it into the ground, and go on to both of his knees and kind of just lean back and look up at the stars.
I would like to form a telepathic link with Finn, and in his head, I'm going to say, "I am the stars."
Does this sound like you?
Yeah, 100%.
Finn just goes, Paz? Where are you?
No, it is the stars.
I don't think I've ever
Shit,
talked to
shit,
stars
shit!
before.
And I'm gonna run away.
Do I just see you running towards?
unless Paz is stealthing, I'm sure that you see it.
Oh, I was. I'm a master of stealth.
No.
I definitely look around after that. So
I've hit it.
Roll for and save your beat their passive.
Are you just so you drove your sword into the ground and now you're
Yeah.
what, kneeling?
yeah, and I'm just like kind of leaning back, using the sword as like a prop to hold me up while I look straight up.
Master of stealth.
You see skirting away
I just
back.
kind of watch him run by. I'm like,
I'm
look back
I'm
up.
hidden, so can I do a stealth check with advantage because he doesn't know I'm there?
Yeah, I wasn't
He
looking.
doesn't expect it. He's not looking for us.
I mean, advantage-wise, I think that going off just passive perception, unless you're actively looking, not advantage-wise because you're just coming out of
Passes 11.
you're coming
Oh,
out
okay.
of the tavern, right? So just regular.
Nice.
And I think you actually have heavy armor on too, so you'd have
I
disadvantage.
So-
do.
And it's also
I mean,
snow, so it's crunchy.
I definitely see that.
It's not
So-
working.
Yeah.
But I don't make any like notice or recognition of you as you go by. But I definitely like hear you.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's no part of me where I was stealthy. Are you
I'm
just
just
hanging out
looking at-
there?
Yeah, I'm just looking up at the stars.
I like. Hold
Kind of
on.
like a slight smirk on my face.
Let me. It won't let
My
me.
eyes are kind of like darting from star to star.
Oh, there it goes. I think I just come on. What are you doing?
Kind of like stop and lean back forward and look over. I'm recognizing the stars. It's feels like instinct, I guess.
Just full intensity, no understanding. What are you recognizing?
Just that they're always above us, watching.
Like you were when you were a star?
No, I wasn't a star. I was up there, I guess.
How'd you get down here?
I don't remember much. I just remember that something is missing from my memory.
Okay.
There is something. It's foggy. My earliest memories are of Naya and her tribe. Her circle.
So you're a refuge from the stars?
Not sure. I don't know why I would be, or if there's. I have kind of instincts that there are others like me.
Just
not sure.
fully just like what?
And he's just like
Just like lifting arms and stuff.
he's just letting you like move him around. Just like, oh.
It all looks like it's there.
I mean, you can join me, you wish.
It immediately plopped down.
Yeah.
What's that? Just point to a star.
He just kind of like starts pointing out like constellations and stuff, and like cool star facts.
Love star facts. Immediately hooked. Like knowing stuff. Facts. Got him.
When I get back in, I'm gonna go, Varys, I played a prank. That Finn thought he was talking to stars, but it was me. Yeah, he looks like a buffoon.
Did he buy it?
100%. He is not the wiser.
And that's why you came sprinting back in here.
Because it was funny.
Ah.
I wanted to tell you the joke.
And he
share
didn't
it in my
come
laughter.
see you sprinting back in.
Never.
Ah.
I wanted to share in my joy.
Good for you, Paz.
I love how even when Paz is lying, you don't need an inside check.
You're like, yeah, it's probably bullshit.
Yeah. But then eventually I would get up, sheath my greatsword, make my way back inside, and head up the stairs to.
The entire time I'm just gonna keep like just giggling to myself.
Where would we go for rooms? Over here?
There's
I
only
think, yeah.
one single door. I don't think anybody asked where the room specifically were. But yeah.
We for sure didn't
I
really.
would like go to this door on the far right and open it,
Okay.
see that there's nothing on it, and then close it and walk.
He
We're
just
all
leaves
gonna
us
just be
side.
opening doors till we figure it out.
Then he opens this one. Oh. Close it down. Which one is
You come into a actual hallway here with plain wood walls that are very, very thin. You imagine that this was kind of a previous structure to the other one. It's just been kind of segmented off with wood and some stone. Some of all four of these doors, well, I would say 5 of the doors are locked, 3 on the left and 2 on the right, furthest north, and then there is a door that is unlocked, and that was the bottom right door, right in front of you. And that leads into what you imagine to be a bathroom, right? So there's a fixture kind of there, and then the doors themselves fit with very weak locks. Take a metallic key of some sort.
I think I got the key from Barlow and I picked the rooms.
Yeah, so Barlow was kind of just handing out keys. There's only 4 rooms, so 4 keys. And I'm not obviously whichever room that you would like, I can unlock them. So just unlock them right now for you. So
Just remember, we already decided who lives with who, and it was already totally mutually consensus.
coming into the room, you notice there's 3 candles. They are just dimly lit. There's a straw that's been laid out, and kind of a cotton small, like maybe 1.5 inch mattress. But there are no pillow, but you have some linen that goes over for a sheet, keep you slightly warm. Imagine it's kind of wool in nature, so it's insulated. Decent accommodations, I suppose.
After checking this room, he would go to each of the other rooms and just check and make sure there's nothing sketchy in each of them before closing the doors.
Okay.
I think I took about 20 extra minutes just staring at the stars and trying to just understand, and then I came back to my friends.
Okay.
sleep.
Naya, are you still playing?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just watching. Have no desire to dance, but I am just watching and just having a good time. How late is it?
Given going outside, having chatter, I'm probably gonna just go ahead and advance and probably say it's like 10 p.m. Given that
Yeah.
people are dancing, drinking, having fun, just chilling, talking, and whatnot.
Varus, Paz is going to go to sleep.
Okay, I'll be in once I finish your shoes.
Yeah, you better. They're important. Oh no.
It's okay. We had attempted fire, but she missed.
Going to pick this door. Excellent.
Just open.
I was just gonna fall asleep if you were in there or not. It didn't matter. I'm gonna do a quick little half hour of like calisthenics, just every night because
Oh wow.
calisthenics are important.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna fall asleep like back against the wall, just sitting down.
Eyes open wide. No.
just one eye, just moving around.
So this point of the night, you do notice that the miners, these patrons are leaving. The three individuals, the actual mercenary guard folk, they have left, and it's kind of as far as like occupancy, you would imagine half the people that were there are now gone. So it's feeling a little bit open, free. Barlow has stopped the fiddle playing at this point, and really just maintaining the fires, throwing more wood on. Chopping wood as well, just kind of going over to the corner with the actual cart there, grabbing up maybe some bigger pieces and taking a great axe and just like chopping them with the actual stone tile, which is quite loud in the actual town. Yeah, and it's just kind of closing up. As far as the evening goes, the crew member of this person, doesn't know what to do. You're just kind of chilling there at the bar. Maybe he came by and sat down at the table. Doesn't say much. Doesn't have much to say. I mean, his life is like completely changed.
He's in shock.
I think I'm gonna snag our key, and like just show it to Naya. Just indicate that I'm gonna head over.
Okay.
I will stop playing and I will kind of like hop down on my butt and then slide off the bar that I was playing on, and I have no idea what's going on because I have been playing like a champ. What's that?
I'll catch you up. Are you tired? Do you want to go to? Did you eat yet?
Oh yeah, I had some bread. It was very good.
Mind blown every time. I'm like, same. Alright, let's find a room. Let's see.
The
We go
great
through this.
conundrum now: which room is nobody?
So the two doors on the left and the two doors on the right on the northern side of the hallway is where the rooms would be placed.
Okay.
Which ones have been taken, you do not know. This is a very interesting situation. Guessing which rooms.
It's like the cups.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Um,
Come on. Go in the room. Aha! But there's only one bed. Did we talk about this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's all right.
I'm like, do one of us have to sleep on the floor, or
I don't take up much room, and I hardly ever move when I sleep.
I think I just stared at him like, I have not had human contact in years, so I'm gonna let you take the lead. I just want to climb it.
I pretty much all night like just talk to her about like, like what is your family like and where you're from, and ask her all kinds of questions she's probably super uncomfortable with answering.
Okay. I think she.
It refreshed for me. What'd she say?
I pretty much sit up and I'm like, so tell me about your family. I'd like to know all about you, and I ask you a whole bunch of very uncomfortable questions.
Yeah,
Super
I think
exciting for me.
I'm like sitting as like still and straight on the bed and like
It's like-
full armor still. Nothing has changed. And I think I'm just like, I don't have any, and I haven't for a while, and you were my first friend, and this is all very new. And I leave it. I don't explain anything. I just stare at you. Like,
I mean, I imagine that goes on all night. We can just like kind of fade to black on that one because Naya's gonna have a million questions.
Varus, go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Uh-oh. And Varus drops to the ground dead.
And he's charmed by my shoes.
yeah.
All right, 17, Varus. Your white gemstone is muttering silent whispers for
What
3
the-
seconds and then dissipates. Might have been the wind. Might have been something else. You're not sure.
I perk up, like my ears like kind of twitch for those 3 seconds, and then I just go back down to keep working on the shoe.
Okay. With that, we can close out the night. If there's anybody wants to do anything else besides going to sleep, working on the shoe, whatnot.
Oh,
Finn's just in a bedroll, not in the bed.
I imagine that we're full slumber party at this point.
Like
and
the mud masks on and
it's
stuff.
everything that Nair has ever dreamed of. She's just like, this is
It
friendship.
is indeed everything I've ever dreamed of.
Nair's like, this is the best. At one point, she just full eye contact. This is the best day of my life.
Mine too.
My
I knew it would
God.
be like this. I knew it would be like this outside of my village if I just went outside, and I did it, and here we are. It's amazing.
Yeah, mine got burned down, but I am glad that I left
Holy shit.
and that I met you. I'm just full staring.
Every time she's
Bye.
dark, Naya is just the beacon of like positivity. She's like, oh, well, sometimes things have to burn down to rebuild. And anyway, so tell me about,
And I'm like, yeah. And I mean, if my ship hadn't sunk and I almost died, I wouldn't have been on the boat that has since sunk, but that where I met you.
exactly.
I'm just fully on board.
Jeez.
I don't know how much backstory we do on a slumber party, but Nair is on it.
It's up to
Oh my
all
gosh.
of you. Varus, I think at this point, in the night, the shoes are finished. Accomplished your task, probably about 11.
Cool. I mean, I'll stay up pretty late, anyways, given that I only need the like 4 hours.
That's true.
So I kind of wait
No.
till pretty much everyone in the tavern's free, but I hang out in the common area pretty much up until the point I go to bed.
You know, so Barlow changes at some point. You imagine right around midnight, Barlow is in like pajamas. If you imagine like a onesie with kind of like a bear coat, kind of a bear thing, a bear pelt over the shoulders.
Mhm,
Oh
mhm.
my
Holding
God.
like a little like lantern with a candle on top, kind of thing. Just like kind of walking out, cleaning stuff up that's going around. It seems to be getting cold, even though the fires are going. It's getting cold in here, right? So roughly like 42 degrees Fahrenheit is what you imagine it is right now. So Barlow's just kind of like shoveling wood on and then retreating back into the kitchen. And then where he goes from the kitchen, you are not entirely sure.
But yeah, I will have probably spent most of the time like close to the fire as it got colder. Once I finish the shoes, I'd be journaling mostly, and then like trying to draw depictions of the monsters we fought on the boats for like my own kind of like bestiary. And then I guess holding the white gemstone that felt odd earlier before I decided to turn in for the night.
Okay. just kind of inspecting it.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to have any sort of animation. No light is giving off of it. His voice, whatever you heard, is no longer there, and it's just the same as it's always been. You know, so the crew member, the striker, kind of lays out as well, grabbing what they can. Barlow provided, just kind of laying out like a bedroll, whatnot, next to the fire, just to stay warm. Assuming that they don't get a room.
Yeah.
They're just sleeping out of the common area. With that,
Ferris, you should have a sleepover.
Grace, it just seems like you're heading to the room.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was getting pretty late anyways.
All right. So we can go ahead and say the night has passed. Get up in the morning, whatnot. So go ahead and just configure the map so back on the daylight. And again, I'll try to use the clock as best we can. So I would probably say, give it the time of everything, 8 a.m. Is the wake up time. The actual 16th of September is what the equivalent date is as far as the calendar goes. When you wake up, you notice that the rooms have gotten colder over time. And it's just now kind of becoming apparent when you come out of the blankets or whatnot that it's like, oh, this is cold in here. Being that far away from the actual fires themselves. You do notice that the smell kind of wafting in from the wall, perhaps, or even through the doorway. Appears to be pie, maybe, porridge, bread, baked goods, whatnot. Barlow never sleeps. This person is awake all the time, stalking the flames, making sure everything's kind of taken care of. And on top of that, apparently brewing something, which is
I
a
love
good
this
way to
man.
describe it.
I love this man with my whole heart. We're fully spooning.
Holy spooning.
Fully dressed, but fully spooning.
Who's the big spoon? It's an important dynamic.
Is this a
I'm pretty-
consensual
I don't
spoon
know.
in here?
Doesn't seem cold in here. It's me.
Yeah, I don't think we're cold. I think actually it's fine. I don't know why you guys are cold. And I don't know. I don't know who the big spoon is.
Who's
What?
You can roll a d4 and figure it out.
Roll a
That
d4.
roll for big spoon?
Roll for
Even's
big
big,
spoon.
odd is small.
I will 100% roll for big spoon.
Let's go ahead and roll a d4.
Okay.
So even is the big spoon, and then odd will be the small spoon. Let's give him a roll.
Up. A little.
Okay.
That emotionally, that makes sense. That emotionally tracks. I like woke up at one point. I was like, this is fine. This is more human contact than I've had in years.
All right.
Just crying into your non-pillow.
Has awake doing his morning stretches and exercises.
The
His
calisthenics.
calisthenics. Every morning.
As
How'd
you
you
can
sleep, Ferris?
swear, you hear your leader's voice inside of your head speaking to you as you do your calisthenics.
Every morning, same routine. Harvest beans, harvest beans. That's the cadence. That's
That
the,
is canon now. You have to
Yeah.
do that.
the cadence we're going in.
That's
So
awesome.
you're doing like the big like toe touches and
Just like over.
yeah.
All right.
How'd you sleep, Ferris? How'd you sleep, Ferris?
Slept fine. It's a bit chilly, but indoors is always better than outdoors.
As far as Barlow, is when you make your way and your entrance into the actual common area of the tavern, you know Barlow is grabbing a kind of those big cauldron, metallic pot of some kind, setting it down on the actual table you sit on. Appears to be like a porridge, and then grabbing bowls and kind of scattering them about. Not entirely sure. Water, ale, and then small cask, Barlow special, not put into an actual pitcher. Bread is kind of laid out. Pies are done. As soon as y'all come out, just kind of like waiting there cheerily, like behind the bar, just absolutely ecstatic. How was the night? Was it wonderful? Were the rooms good? I made them myself.
Terrible.
Well, that's good to hear.
I've had worse, I think.
Oh, it wasn't too cold. I try to keep the fires warm overnight. Generally, I let them die out, but given that you're here, and I want to make sure there's some warmth for you.
Appreciate it.
I think we get there. It was fine.
Unfortunately, you can't move your tokens through walls.
I realized that, but I still tried twice. I was like, you can't. You're not the boss. And
I
it
can
was.
move your token for you if you'd like.
It
through
was the
wall.
boss
You're
consistently.
not the boss, mate.
This wall
After-
will not tell me what to do.
After Finn eats, he'd just kind of get up. He'd stand by the door, kind of like not at attention, but like ready to depart.
Sure. I've given you a small cask of Barlow Special. I imagine you'll be obviously your rooms and food have been paid, for a week or so. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a parting gift before you decide to go anywhere. Thought it's good advertisement, right?
We absolutely love advertisement. We just got it.
I'm also been giving Varus the stink eye this whole time.
In fact, I
Your
have
shoes are done. They're right here.
Oh, we're crashing. Seems like we are. 5:18. It's coming back. Okay. Bear with it for a second.
Servers are dead.
Fun.
Yeah,
We
that's.
did it.
Did we come
That was a
back?
big
Cue
one.
the crab rain.
All right, so that's the. It's not the Jitsi server. So that's actually the database thing. So we're gonna hope. Keep working.
Oh,
on
I
it.
didn't know what the
Apologize.
issue. I didn't know what it was. The issue.
crashed so
I was
hard
just doing it.
Marissa-
I was just doing a joke.
Crashed so
Crashed
hard,
so hard,
Marissa
Marissa
vanished.
Disappeared.
Yeah, Marissa, just
Oh,
gone.
jeez.
Over
Oh,
the
no.
chair. Sucked her in.
Nobody said this would happen.
Poof!
I went ahead and put on just notepad, keep time, so I could go through the logs and whatnot. As we go. So,
Yeah.
all right, back in. Cool. So, came back. So, just make sure stream-wise. Okay.
Welcome back.
I had to pee so bad. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It was actually perfect. I was like, oh, perfect timing.
You gotta
Did
go
you
for
plan it? Did you do this?
Yep. Marissa's
I
got a
did.
lag switch.
Marissa, I think Marissa did it. Playing like, I don't know anything. I'm not, character sheet. Oh,
I'm
man.
innocent.
And then all of a sudden, just to go to the
How does
darkness.
keyboards work? What's this? It's weird. I don't know.
Roll for destroying servers.
Catarl? What the hell is that?
Master Necromancer, actually.
Okay, so breakfast again getting served. Time-wise for the Duke, obviously, not entirely sure when the breakfast there would be for the Duke in the actual manor. Barlow very ecstatic to have guests staying overnight, patrons. Doesn't obviously cook breakfast right then in the morning. Waits for the swing shift of those working overnight to come in for breakfast potentially. So not just maybe a couple hours or so because it's 8 o'clock right now. And you might not want to eat, given that you might eat at the Duke's. Who knows?
It's an eight
Nair's
porch.
eating. She's taking that risk. She's eating.
Okay.
I'd make sure to
The
give
food
Paz.
insecurity is strong. She will eat twice.
Make sure to give Paz his shoes that are completed.
Do they fit?
Yeah, I did a great job. Are you questioning my knife skills?
These will do. Just gotta throw him a bear pelt over myself. Or wolf pelt, sorry, it was a wolf pelt.
I was gonna say a bear pelt would be like a fucking giant blanket.
I
Although
mean, a
Finn and
wolf
I
pelt
do
would
have
still also
bear
be a
pelts.
giant blanket.
We have bear pelts, and then Naya, did you get one?
A
Did you
what?
get a
I'm
bear
sorry.
pelt?
A bear pelt?
Yeah, me and Finn have one. It's kind of a. Do you have one?
Oh. I don't know. Do I?
I believe that everyone pretty
I
much
think
got
we
a
all
bear
agreed
pelt
that it was a
besides-
necessity.
Besides Paz. I didn't drag anything into inventory wise. I just went with it that everyone was getting them. So
Yeah,
Some kind of warmth.
some.
Then yes, I absolutely do.
on Wednesdays.
Of course.
Bear pelt. Yeah, so we all squat up. We're all wearing our pelts.
Yes.
So I'm eating. Did anyone else eat?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chris, simple.
All right. I believe we have a date with the Duke.
Are we all headed there then?
Sure.
Before we leave, I want to put the back of my hand on Varys' forehead.
What are you?
Are you ill?
Why do you think I'm ill?
Because you did not sleep last night.
I stayed out here. It's okay.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I was closer to the fire.
Did you have a sleepover? And I like look at the deckhand.
Oh,
Oh, you look
Did
at
you-
a sleepover? You look at the deckhand. The deckhand obviously eating as much as they can at this point. Maybe joins you at the table. Who knows? Obviously, not going with you to the Duke's, most likely. I stayed near the fire. It's quite warm. I think he was there. It wasn't necessarily a sleepover, much as it was just sleeping.
I look disappointed and confused. Like, okay, but you hold down the fort here.
Okay, I don't really have anywhere else to go, so okay.
He should come with us to the Duke's. Numbers look prestigious.
I don't know if that's really appropriate, to be honest with you.
Oh,
You can
no,
find
no,
work
it
then.
is fine. And I'm gonna, like, take him, like, by the arm and kind of pull him away.
Paz, we don't need to look prestigious. We have you. We'll be fine.
It is royalty.
I mean, I was
Maybe
an
He's
invited.
he's definitely not royalty.
maybe he could find work then.
Well,
He can
we can-
provide him with things.
right.
We
Right
need
now-
him to stay here though, Paz, and make sure that nobody takes the rest of the bread for when we get back.
That is what Barlow is doing.
Barlow's got to do a lot of other stuff. He needs help
Why do you object to bringing a young man to see royalty?
because he wasn't invited.
Damn, I have no argument. Let us.
I'm gonna go ahead and we're all agreeing. Moving on to the manor.
Yeah, I go instinctively to pick Finn up, and then I realize I don't need to, and I'm like, oh, keep moving.
And just kind of like watches you.
Let us be off then.
Turns around and talks himself up.
We just don't know what to do with it. Just keep walking.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and activate a new map. So it should all change here.
Ooh.
Hopefully, all load in properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all good on my end.
You make your way. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it paused for now here. Just give a description as far as going through the actual town. Again, you're passing by the market area, which you've already been at, with the blacksmith kind of centered around. You're making your way down the road and up and left at the other edge of town, right? So you at the Frosty Ale Tavern are on one edge, which is the southeast, that leads onto the road towards the pass. And then the manor is actually built slightly higher on this bluff in this tundra environment. And it's very impressive, right? When you get there, there's a custom road that's been cobbled from the dirt one and shuffled. So the actual shoveled. So the actual snow has been like pushed off of it. And getting up to the actual manor, you see a trail beginning to form for wagons off to the left. and then you also have like a little kind of garden area with a wrought iron fence that's been there, kind of encompassing some like snowberry bushes and whatnot. Now, things that can survive in this environment. There's light snow happening right now, temperature-wise, just below freezing, and then it's a 2-story building with actual made out of wood, rock, kind of a rock wall, and then wood on the other side in the interior. The door itself is metal reinforced with wrought iron handles, double door, and then has little pocket windows kind of in there with like metal etching that holds them in. And that's similar to the actual windows that are around. Now the windows, it's pretty, I mean, to have windows on a building like this, especially with all the cold, right? Got to have a lot of fire. So there's just chimneys galore, right? You imagine there's a fireplace pretty much in every room in this manor, to make sure everything kind of keeps warm. And then there is a wagon that is covered, not hitched or anything, just chilling off to the left over where that path that leads up to is. Anything, other things to note? Not much about the manor, given it's large compared to everything else, but nothing really catches your eyes as you approach. There's no guards, no mercenaries, nobody stops you or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpause it right now.
I would go up and try the handle.
All right, so it does appear to be locked when you go up and try it.
I just raise my fist.
Give a good knock on the door with a. As you do, you kind of hear a voice coming from the other side, which appears to be slightly, male in nature. Comes up to the door. What is it? What can we help you with?
We're here to meet with the Duke.
Oh,
We've been
They
summoned.
they specifically requested us.
oh, right. That makes sense. Big breakfast being prepared for you all. So, yeah, okay. Just kind of unlocks it. Like, almost like a bar door.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Appears to be a half-elf wearing a vest that's blue, white tunic, leather trousers, belt, some boots on. Blue eyes, just kind of stares at you all as you come in. Of course. Yeah, breakfast prepared. Sorry, I was doing some other duties. I'm not the one preparing breakfast. We got some cooks for that. And Elise is the waitress right now, servant. Anyways, follow me. When I'm so rude right now, what am I doing? Just kind of like waltzes this way, up to this door here, and opens it.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you have coats, whatnot, wardrobe right there, more than welcome to put it in there. Yeah, table there, and this introducing the Duke. I don't know who these people are. You see the Duke kind of motion, carrying what appears to be a golden goblet filled with wine, potentially, given all the massive amounts of pitchers that are kind of laid out. The napkins, cutlery, everything appears to be silver or metallic, and then the actual plates themselves are wood. It's kind of a mixture of different things. Maybe exotic in nature. Napkins, cloth napkins are laid out. You see, I'm going to give a description as far as what the Duke looks like to give you an idea. Slender and pale male human, fair skin, hazel eyes, elegant face with high cheekbones, and just beautiful complexion. This chisel has short wavy brown hair, wears a dark fur cloak over a red leather vest and white silk tunic, black leather pants tucked into black leather and gold laced fur boots. And then there is a black leather belt with a few actual kind of leather purses attached to it. Adorned upon his neck is a gold necklace with a very interesting white gemstone. His fingers adorn several gold and silver rings with random precious stones. As he swivels the actual goblet, you notice there's another servant half-elf behind, kind of wearing a dress, maroon, kind of a vest over it, and it's different, coloration, kind of like a light blue, and then tall boots, leather boots that come up. Come in, come sit down. I've conned you all for breakfast here. And, Rayo, make yourself scarce, alright? So, yes, Duke, of course. It just kind of like moves off to just another area to the actual, manor.
As Finn approaches, he puts his fist to his chest and gives him a nod. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. What am I to do except to invite what appears to be one of the most profitable and rich party? What do you call yourselves?
I don't know.
The
I
Lord
am
sent
Paz.
Sakura.
That is what
Paz?
I call myself.
Call yourself Paz. Okay.
Yes, that is the
That's his
name I
name,
have been
yeah.
given.
Introductions, I guess. Suppose you don't introduce yourselves as a party. Personal introductions, then. Go around the table. Who wants to start?
I'm
All
Finn.
look at Finn.
I'm Finn Astor.
Astro. Okay. Who else?
I am Naira Kawaldra, and it would appear that we have become a bit of a party, a bit of a collection here, if not by chance.
Okay. I see. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Who else? Anybody else? Any takers?
I'm Varus.
Bears? Nice. Cool name. I like it.
Cool.
All right.
You just may call me Grace. That is all.
Grace. All right, I'll call you Grace. No problem. Well, I am well, maybe else wants to introduce him. I can't wait any longer. I am the Duke Umbrian Orilo. And, can't tell, kind of a big deal around here, if you know what I mean. And I invited you all to breakfast just to, I don't know, figure out what it is you all are on about. I've had some of my people see you in the market the other day. Tavern, perhaps some miners. Gave a little news to my guards. Got a lot of coin. Got a lot of gold. We don't see many folks like that around here. And according to one of the people who helped you out from the dock, saying something about how you shipwrecked, perhaps. And if I calculate correctly, that would be the striker and the wrecker. Correct?
What are you using to calculate?
How do you know that?
My dear, I've spent quite a lot of time in Lathan. I'm very familiar with the dealings of the Fall Water Company.
Your intel is correct.
Fantastic. Looks like I am keeping myself sharp this far north in this abysmal place. At least I have this fine manor. Keeps me nice and warm and, well, quaint, I should say. So, what do I have? I got wine, I got water, I got ale. What do you want?
Finn looks over at Naira. I have water.
Says absolutely nothing. Just like, water will be good for us, I think.
Water? I see. Elise kind of snaps fingers. You see the half elf kind of move around, carrying a pitcher from inside with water out towards all of you on the table, begins to pour. Anybody else? Wine? The wine is.
I'll have
it's a
wine.
good year. Oh, fantastic! I appreciate that. Your wine
I
connoisseur?
would like a bit.
A bit.
Connoisseur is a strong term.
Oh, strong term for you. I see. Okay. Well, don't worry. We'll get you suited up. Elise, wine as well. What I'm drinking. Well, the finest for these folks here. All right, wine's poured as well. The water. No breakfast yet. Nothing. No food. You smell food. Definitely smells like sausage and meaty things, and then as well getting an aroma of some stew, perhaps.
Is the wine was served, right? And I'm right next
Yeah.
to Paz, who got some.
Mhm.
Can I try to just like, I don't know, eyeball it? Just, I'm a fan of alcohol. I know what it's supposed to look and smell like, and I'm just trying to make sure that whatever he got is, checking out.
Okay. Are you attempting to just investigate it? Go ahead and give me a roll.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing you're just looking.
What is that?
If you want it, you can just have it.
Just don't respond. Hold on. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Have one.
Nice.
You think it's poisoned. Obviously, it has to be.
I immediately reach for my glass
Oh,
and elbow
no.
his glass over.
All right.
That was very rude. Oh,
Oh.
that-
No
I am
worries.
so
no worries,
sorry.
Elise. Clean this up. All
That
right.
is-
No worries.
that is
Take a
very
picture.
clumsy of you.
Get you taken care of.
I
More wine.
I
More
get
wine.
that feedback a lot.
I'm gonna take like a spoon and just kind of spoon some off the table and just like.
Oh my.
Just watch him. I just watching him
Paz,
intensely.
Paz, there's no reason for that here. Oh my goodness. Take the napkin, clean it up, and we'll get you some more wine. Who want to drink that filth? that's
This
been
not
spilled?
how you drink it,
No, have you not?
No, it's not soup, Paz.
Varus. This is not what I thought it was. No, thank you. I'm okay.
Okay. All right.
So, what did you want to speak with us about?
Well, I wanted to speak with all of you, given how much coin you've had and how strange you all are, and you obviously are very equipped adventurers, wielding the weapons you do and the armor you have. Clearly, the people here are not exactly, what's the word for it? Je ne sais quoi? Up to speed with some of the rest of the world. I was placed here by Low Down for Lore not too long ago, and of course I had to build this manor. I had to give it something of note, given all the stone hovels and the Frosty Ale Tavern. That Barlow, he makes something I dare not even try. Beloriza, he's a fine gnome, keeps himself in shape as well as his workers and the mine going day and night. And anyways, I have a bit of a situation, I would say. Caravans have been going out every week and a half or so. We have 2 more caravans going out for the season, and I need those to be sent out. Unfortunately, there's been raids, ambushes of sort. I'm not entirely sure who's doing it or what, but following some of the tracks, it appears going north and south from just underneath before they reach the Frosthorn Pass. And they are taking all supplies and people. We've had none of them return. And given how much coin you all have, I can offer you, I suppose, a decent amount to get this job done for me.
Is there any evidence that they're heading underground after the raid?
Underground? And I don't suppose. I mean, some of my guard, they've been sent out to investigate. I suppose they're not the best of trackers. I had that half-orc in the market. What is his name? I think something. He's got the badger. Paid him a couple gold. He went out tracking and came back and said that the footprints or the boot prints had been intentionally maneuvered about. Would not go further unless I paid him a ridiculous sum of gold.
Naya has been hiding behind Varys this entire time, not making eye contact with the Duke. But she does peek out and say, "Did he take the badger with him?"
Of course, took the badger. I would imagine so.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't leave the manor much, to be honest with you.
Right. She makes a mental note to speak with the badger.
Finn would say, well, the only reason I ask is because we also heard about
I just
a problem in the mine.
Ah, yes, the mine. That just got to my attention yesterday in the afternoon. News travels a little slowly for me here. Anyways, yes, Peloriza sent a messenger my way, said there was something happening at the eastern side of the mine, a tunnel in of some kind, and these creatures, figures. I cannot spare any guard to send them their way, especially with the caravans disappearing like this. Those miners can fend for themselves as far as I'm concerned.
Well, what if they're linked?
What'd you say?
What if they're linked?
Linked? Why would they be linked? Coincidence? Maybe. Possibly. Hey, you're smart.
So how much are you gonna pay us to be your glorified caravan guards?
Glorified. Not really caravan guards. I mean, the next caravan's not being sent out for, I would say, a week and 3 days, I'd imagine.
So we have time to take care of the mines then.
You head down to the road, perhaps, almost to the pass. I think it's a couple hours from here.
You want us to go hunt them?
Of course. Find out who did this. I can't have this happen to the next one. We have quotas to meet. I have go turn.
Same question then. How much for hunting these bandits?
I suppose. Necessary task. I imagine I give you the lot 3,000 gold pieces for all of you.
Seems reasonable. For an informed man such as yourself, though, I want a piece of information for the job as well.
A piece of information. I mean, I try to figure it out. What is it?
I'm looking for other potential survivors of either of the 2 shipwrecks. A specific man, actually.
I have a feeling I know what you're talking about.
Interesting. Well, I've not had any reports that any sort of boats have landed in the bay, and of course, scaling the bluff themselves without our pulley system or elevators would be insane.
Surely a man of your stature has connections to receive information, maybe from nearby towns or other ports.
Trappers and traders making their way into Rock this season. Given the pass is going to be closed in, I would say, about 3 to 4 weeks, given summer is ending. And horrific creatures, they roam the valley. We won't send caravans that way. The weather's going to turn as well. I suppose I can send some guard out to intercede any sort of trappers and hunters that would make their way here. Maybe word from within has spread of other survivors from this shipwreck.
Works for me.
And we have a deal, yes?
As long as the rest of my new friends agree.
Of course,
I have no problem.
yes. I will give you a little bit of time. I think that's appropriate, right? I just step out of the way, yes? Takes a picture of the wine from Elisa's hands and walks out, shuts the door.
Appreciate the payment.
After he leaves, I look at him and I say,
I just need to do some good just once in a while. So I'll gladly take you up on your offer.
I look at Naya and I'm just like, Naya.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
He sucks, right? Like, he sucks.
Yeah. He sucks.
Cool.
well, I would like to be able to investigate the mines as early as possible, but
Yeah, Finn, we can investigate the mines and we can help the miners because at least 2 of them are my friends now. But I think for now we keep that separate from our conversations with the old Duke here. He clearly does not care at all about the people living here.
well, it's not a good sign.
Yeah, well, he's not a good person. So, do we want to take this deal, though? 3,000 gold could go a long way to helping us in our own pursuit of information.
Virus, how much is 3,000?
It's a lot. It's a
That's a good question.
large
I'm gonna
sum
hold
of
up my
gold.
hands.
A lot of those. Like your whole, like a bunch of people from your village with
My
their
hands
hands
aren't
up.
tiny. That is sad.
Very small. Very small.
Maybe we can stop by the mines, get a description of the problem they're having, and then investigate and see if they sound like they're the same.
I think what might be a good idea for us is, 1, to figure out if this food's actually coming because it hasn't. 2, and he
You
seems,
knocked
and I-
over my wine.
in my defense, it was almost definitely poisoned, so you're welcome.
It
But
tasted gross.
Mine
It
tasted
tasted like
fine.
it burned.
that was the poison. So you're welcome.
Oh, you're my savior.
I'm not trying to say that you owe me a life debt, but I did save you from being poisoned. So just think about it.
Me and Varus will follow you now.
Whoa, I don't owe her anything.
You owe me.
I only
she's
owe you
great.
a partial debt.
I learned so much about her last night. She's really good.
Apparently,
great.
she is great at finding poisons and knocking them all over me.
I'm making a note that Paz and through the transitive property, Varys owe me a life debt.
I owe no
I
debts.
did not quite agree to that, but
I do not work in debts.
Having a midst conversation, Elise kind of walks in, begins to set out actual platters of food, right? So breakfast items. It appears to be actual small tarts that are filled with either fruit on one actual platter or vegetables. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of vegetarian options and even kind of a dessert kind of thing.
everything that's on my plate, I'm gonna hold up to Nair and say, "Is this okay?"
And at this point, Elise, and the meat comes
That
out.
one's
It appears
fine.
to be like a
think that one's
stewed kind
fine.
of hare, elegant herbs and things. It's very fragrant. And then in addition to that, breads and whatnot. Just a lot of stuff. Like there's cheese, like some sliced sausage. Again,
There-
this is like a very traditional, like 3-course meal, just kind of laid out in front of
Yeah.
you all, and then begins to actually ask you if you'd like to be served, like with the specific food.
I'm just like, there's no reason fruit should be here in the snow, and I haven't had fruit in a while, so I'm just like, that please, all.
Okay.
Finn doesn't eat. He just pointedly ignores.
I'll eat.
So you'll eat. Okay. So Elise moving around. Obviously, whoever wants food begins to do that. And Varus, as you are being served, appears to be a small note that she seems to tuck underneath like the plate, and then kind of pulls the hand away and immediately begins to kind of scatter back. Or sorry, I would say just kind of like walk, unsuspiciously back into the kitchen. And that the Duke just kind of like busts open the doors, just kind of waltz in. This pitcher of wine that he took out there appears to be half drank now. The goblet's refilled,
Yeah.
you imagine? Just kind of sloshes it, right? We come to a decision then, yes? Food. How wonderful. He takes his seat back at the head of the table. Sits down. Wine just kind of splashes as the goblet lands on the table.
Yeah.
Finn doesn't make eye contact with him. He's just kind of like staring straight ahead.
I'll discreetly push the note like into my sleeve as I'm eating.
All right.
Did we notice that he gets a note?
I'm based on the sleight of hand that Elise just rolled. I don't think any of you would actually have the passive
Because it's
perception.
passive, yeah.
I went ahead and looked at character sheets, and I don't believe any of you met that DC.
Ferris, I swear to God. Okay. So he just asked us if we came to a decision.
Yes, a decision, of course. Is it agreed upon?
I believe that we can help.
Would
solve
like
your
more.
problem.
More.
Right, Varys? Right?
More
Yes?
what?
More gold?
No, the gold's fine.
Oh, well then, I guess so. Never mind.
I think we're in agreement. I think we'll do it.
All right. Fantastic.
Yes, we agree. We agree to do this.
Agreed? All right, agreed. Kind of claps twice with the hands. You see the same servant before, called Raoul, comes out with what appears to be like a scroll that's been kind of bundled up together with a neat little silk lace that's been tied over it. Kind of hands it down to the Duke. Duke unfolds it, looks at it. Yes, Raoul, this is fine work indeed. Yes, of course. Signatures all around, or one signature for you?
That was very quick. What?
Is this
What
a
are you asking me to
contract of
do?
work?
Oh, of course, sign this contract that says you will find them. Yes? I make sure everything's legally binding. Make sure that I get my money's worth, of course.
I'm reading
I
that
haven't made it through
contract.
Yeah, I
all
want
of
to.
my life without having business such as this. And of course, take
I'm
your
right
time.
next
Look
to
through
him,
it.
and I'm
Look through it.
reading that contract.
Enjoy breakfast. Fruit that's come all the way from the how do they pronounce it? Melitra or something? I don't even. Far to the south, Tharina, I think, in that region. And enjoy yourselves. Enjoy.
I'd like to read this contract, please.
Okay, so you open it up, begin to read it. The language itself is very simple. There is no kind of fine print to it. It simply states that this party, whatever your name is, which is basically unknown name in a rather peculiar context, is going to go investigate the caravan disappearances and then find out who is doing it for the price of 3,000 gold pieces. And
Does
then
it
there's
say that
signature
we-
boxes at the bottom.
Does it say we must have a certain demonstrated success, like bring someone here or something in order to be paid?
No, it doesn't seem to be some sort of requirement as a head or anything like that. Just simply states that you will go do this and sign away. As far as that goes, there's not much to it, I think is a good way to describe it. Right? It's very simple. There's not a gotcha moment to this contract. Mm-hmm. Just seems to be something that you all agree to find out what's happening for 3,000 gold pieces.
Sign away then.
Okay. Are we doing one person sign? Is Varys signing?
That was what the Duke inquired about. If one person will sign for all of you, or will you all sign?
I still don't know what this means.
I guess I'll be signing for all of us, and I just grab it and sign, and then hand it back to him.
So like Raoul was like over your shoulder and just kind of hands you like an ink bottle and a quill for you to sign. And you hand it over, and then Raoul takes it, moves it over to the Duke, signs it as well. Ah, fantastic! All right, yo Raoul, put that in the library administration, my desk, top drawer. Yep. Okay. Right, breakfast time. So hungry. Have you? It's delicious, isn't it? Just begins to grab food, shoveling it into his mouth, obscenely fast.
I'm just not eating. I'm paranoid it's poison now.
I enjoy the meal.
I
Enjoy
hand
the
him like a piece of fruit. I'm like, this one's okay.
meal. It's good.
Finn, no eat.
Oh, see, no, some of you aren't eating. What is happening? Is it not good?
Finn just isn't looking at him, isn't eating.
Oh, must not be good. Elise, come here. Come out here. She like comes out.
Arms crossed.
Sure, why not? Arms crossed. Probably behind the back, right? Kind of folded.
Oh no, I meant Finn. Finn has his arms
Oh,
crossed.
Finn has
Yeah.
his arms crossed. Finn. Okay, no. So the Duke comes out.
Get this
looks
girl in
Elise.
trouble.
Apparently, this isn't good. What's happened? Is it the ingredients? I can send for some others.
No. It's delicious. Right?
I quite enjoy it.
It is good.
It's good.
I
Some of us,
shoved, like a
I
lot in
think,
my mouth.
already
I look like a
ate
gerbil.
this morning, is why.
I copy it.
I see. Well, didn't know you were going to breakfast of this magnitude. At least it's fine. Excuse us. Didn't mean to disturb you. I wouldn't want that. Many duties she has. Many duties. I've picked her up in Othema when I was on my way here, looking for work. I hired her on. Quite good with cooking and cleaning and whatnot. Had a dealing with her father, and made an agreement of sorts. Working and paying off debt, coin and whatnot. It's been wonderful. And make those little tartlets there. Never known those before.
I'm just gonna poke at it.
Did Elise already leave?
Yeah, went back into the kitchen.
Note to self, Elise may need rescuing. I think I can't imagine anything else we would need to do with this man. You know what? I'm eating and I'm right next to him. He's got a white gemstone around his neck.
Gold necklace with an inlay of a peculiar white gemstone.
I've already been poking around town. I think I sort of point to it. I'm like, what's that?
Oh, this? A family heirloom. I got this upon my 6th birthday from my father. Said it was in the family for generations. It's beautiful, isn't it? Something so exotic that I've had it appraised a few times. No one can understand what the material is, and I've kept it for my safe being. Gives me luck.
Is that the 7th gemstone?
At the mention of picking up the stone and pulling it up, Varus, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. There's this.
18. So Varus, you feel compelled to grab that necklace. But you restrain yourself. The whispers slightly return, then disappear.
Oh
Kind of
God.
clinch for a little bit and then relax.
Would I notice this?
Yeah, do I notice
Since
this?
he's right next to me?
The 18 is pretty high, I will say. I'm going to say that Varus has enough restraint not to show much as like a physical sense.
Okay. Where did your family get it?
I'm not sure. I believe my great grandfather. He was some wizard of sorts, studying the wizard's keep. I think he was a librarian of sorts in the third tower. I don't know. To be quite honest with you, it's long past.
I have a little bit of familiarity with the wizard. Just a slight one, small. What, with your permission and supervision, might I be able to look at that stone?
Of course not. This is my personal possession here, and it makes me quite beautiful. Could you imagine?
Well,
Family heirloom.
I don't want to take it. I'm saying merely just right here in front of you.
Of course, you can stare at it all you'd like, but no touching.
Is it? Am I gonna have? She's so. Is it gonna zap me if I touch it?
No, I'm not any of the sort. It's just my personal possession. It seems rather rude. We've just met. Touching my gems and jewels and things. I know you all are
Don't-
fine with money, but you're earning 3,000 gold pieces here. I'll give you half as well. Now, and then half when you return with whatever you find here. So, and you can buy all the jewels and gems you like.
Seems like an interesting one. I'm just interested in it on a scholarly level. But thank you so much for half in advance.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna tug on Varys's shirt and just whisper, "Is that not a lot of gold just to go investigate?"
He seems like a pretty rich guy. I think he's got the money to throw around.
Okay. I trust Varys. He seems very worldly.
All right.
Are we done then?
Breakfast concluding. Go ahead and advance some time. Imagine that you all eating and whatnot or just hanging out.
On the way, once we finish and on the way out, if that's what we're doing, I think.
All right, what are we doing?
Finished eating after some time, then we leave.
Yeah, imagine you're all leaving first before you begin to discuss what's happening next.
So as we get up to leave, Finn would kind of stand, push his chair in with his arms folded. He'd say, "Good leaders must first become good servants," and then would walk away.
That is true. That is a smart man right there. All right. You've all been wonderful. Farewell then. I will see you when you return.
We'll be back.
Oh, Raoul will hand you your gold on the way out. Raoul, 1,500. Half now. Just kind of yells it super loud through the manor. Kind of hands, I would say, Finn, you're the first one, so hands you a large leather sack full of 1,500 gold pieces.
I take it, and I just immediately hand it to Varys and then walk away.
All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and activate the town map so we can go on to that, and then you all can have your conversation about what we are doing next. I hope you all enjoyed the Duke Umbrian Orilo.
Mm-hmm.
Fun one to play.
Schmuck.
What a piece of poo. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh dear.
Right.
Oh, we're in the big map.
I mean, we're definitely going up to.
So, I think that I need to talk to a badger. I'd like to speak with Pelu, and we need to make our way to the Frosthorn Pass.
Bing, bang, boom.
So perhaps
Badger first.
perhaps we split up and then meet back at the Frosthorn Pass. Or should we do everything together? As friends do. Friends do everything together, right?
Yeah, probably stick together. Just in case.
So shall we go see a man about a badger?
Badger man.
Okay. Heading to the market.
I will read the note after we leave the house, like kind of as we're walking.
Okay. So the note. What languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Okay, it's written in Abyssal. I think I know who you are. If it's true, it's you. Be wary. The Duke says. Follow the trail, but be on guard.
I'll kind of. Oh, go on.
I believe the trail will head south. That's all it says.
I'll tuck it back away. Continue on.
All right.
Good. So I guess we're gonna go see a badger.
All right. Head into the market.
Do we have Varys split up the sorry. Do we have Varys split up the gold?
That's up to Varys. Varys, you split into the gold.
Yeah. I don't want to hang on to all
You're
this.
not sharing notes. You're not sharing gold. Great.
He might, you don't know. 250 each.
Yeah. 250 divided. Yeah. 1500 divided by 6. 250.
Varys will keep mine. Gold is beneath Paz.
Okay, I'll keep passes.
Do I need to put mine in?
Yeah, you should be able to open up your character sheet and then going to inventory is the bottom tab. Just be able to put
Okay,
a
it
number
was
in.
250.
Although, along the way, I'm going to periodically bite down a gold coin because I saw somebody do that once, and I think that's just what you do with him.
Varys, when you hand Finn his sum of gold, he's noticeably like irritated, but he puts it in his bag.
All right,
Starman seems very upset.
Yeah, it's a bit of a prick, but
Starman? Yes.
no, not Starman. The
Oh.
Duke.
What'd you say about me?
Did you know he tried to poison me?
Allegedly tried to poison you.
It was
I-
poison.
Now, my wine was fine.
Maybe it's just a different type of poison.
Maybe exclusively to
It's
Paz.
smaller, so.
It's my system of ingesting and digesting is different than yours.
This is probably true.
I think she just knocked it over and tried to cover for herself, but I will never know.
Would now be a good time for
Yeah, so I was going to, because we did start late, right? We started later. I do want to, obviously, we can push later than 8 p.m. PST to cover for that time, or I know a lot of you are Eastern time, so you probably have to hop off. So I'll let you all decide that probably after we come back from a break then. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and turn off the audio stream, change it, and then we will be back at 6:14.
Gotcha.
All right.
right. We will go on as best we can here. And still hearing myself a little bit. What is happening? Give it a refresh. See if it fixes itself.
The only explanation I can give is some kind of temporal portal, because I've been watching Star Trek: The Next Generation for the first time. So everything is a temporal portal.
Everything's a temporal portal. Yeah.
Everything is right now.
It sounds like some sort of feedback loop. So you've got some sort
Stream. Okay. All right, we should be good. That was super weird. All right, so hopefully Grace gets back. Okay, so heading to the market, that's where we left off, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes? 2 thumbs up. Okay. So
Gotta go find a badger.
Gonna go find a badger. All right. So as we head to the market here, again, given the actual time, go ahead and advance it. 11 a.m. is generally where it's at right now. You see the market isn't exactly populated with very many people. A couple traders. Seems as though a lot of the people are... Where did I go? Am I still there?